Through the 1870s and 80s, Adelina Patti added more roles to her repertoire, gained more fame, and earned a lot more money. She is said to have earned the equivalent of $200 million during her career. She invented the idea of taking a share of the box office rather than a fee, and then raised seat prices by double or even more. She was always the hottest ticket in town and could make about 10 times what today's top opera stars take home in a night. She was actually fairly eccentric for her time. She liked to travel with her menagerie, which included a chihuahua that she smuggled out of Mexico in a bouquet. Only one of her costumes survives, the armor for her role as Joan of Arc in Verdi's obscure opera, which she revived in 1868. It looks like it's meant for a child to wear. Patti was only 4'9" and had a 19-inch waist. The opera had failed when premiered 20 years earlier, and for once, even the phenomenon of Patti failed to turn it into a success. Once, for a performance of La Traviata at Covent Garden, she wore a white dress like this one for the ballroom scene, except that she got Cartier to sew a few of her jewels onto the costume. At today's value, she didn't just look $1 million, she looked 15 million. The copy I wear later on is worth a mere $2 million. One of her favorite ways of making sure she was paid was to demand her fee in cash before going on stage. She arrived at the theater with another pet, a parrot, trained to say only one thing with which to terrify theater managers and promoters.
Where's the cash? Where's the cash?
Impresario James Mapleson was to discover this the hard way when he brought her to Covent Garden for La Traviata.
Madame Patti, I have nearly all the money.
Nearly all? The fee is $5,000, and I will not go on stage until I have all of it. In cash.
Oh, of course, Madame. $5,000 is £1,000. I have 960 here. I'm sure the other 40 will come in through the box office in just a few minutes.
You know my terms. I will go on stage when I am paid in full.
Yes, of course, Madame Patti. If you will just be patient. The Prince and Princess of Wales are in the royal box tonight. It would be such a shame to delay.
The Prince can wait. And besides, he would never want me to appear when I'm being treated in so cavalier a fashion.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. But it will be such a spectacular evening. And they are so looking forward to seeing you and hearing you and...
Now listen, give me the money. I will wait here for you, and when you return with the remaining 40 pounds, I will put my shoes on and I'll go on stage. Now, if you hurry, we may even be able to raise the curtain on time.
You are most kind, prima donna. I will be right back.
Che mia ancora. Mi dico è il mio destino così. Guardiamo la l'ode bella e vivo di questo paradiso e giocare poi.
Madame Patti, if I might say so, a triumphant performance. Quite marvellous, even by your standards.
Yes.
The reviewers were all agreeing, and you know Signor Verdi is in town to rehearse his Falstaff. Well, he was in the house tonight, and he was actually weeping for joy and delight. He sent a note.
He did? Well, where is it? Give it to me. Your phrasing is too touching for words. You sing divinely. Well, after all, Il Signor Verdi has always been a good judge, ever since I was his first Aida at Covent Garden. You know, for a composer, he's a fairly sensible man. Not at all like my friend Rossini. Remember him?
Yes, madame. I remember those famous evenings at his apartment in Paris.
Yes, les samedis soirs. You know, one evening I sang Una voce poco fa from his Barbiere de Siviglia. And when I'd finished, the old rascal said to me, "Very nice, but I don't recognize who wrote it."